Hello Esomar members and welcome to the first Government Affairs Matters video blog for 2014, a video blog which will be focusing on the European General Data Protection Regulation, the EU GDPR. We've been lobbying on this for many years, and essentially what we want to do through this video is to talk you through kind of what you can expect at the end of the process. And we are fast approaching the end of the process, but the big question is, what is that end going to be? And so to help us kind of understand the answer to that question, we've asked Alex Singewald, who is the legal consultant to Esomar's legal committee, to come talk to us a little bit about where he thinks the EU GDPR has come. So Alex, welcome to this video blog.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you here. And I guess the first question is kind of, okay, so we've had, a year's worth of negotiations, of big huff and puff from different MEPs, from the council. Okay, so, as a market researcher, what should he be worried about with regards to this regulation? What are the big important dossiers to be thinking about?
Well, if we look from the start, there are now three texts available. It's the initial text of 2012, it is a Libe text from the Libe committee in 2013, and there is a council text of 2013. And if you look at all those three texts, and we look from the perspective of market research, they all have a different approach. The first one is very friendly to research. It's the initial part. The Libe is a little bit more unfriendly, and the last version of the Commission, which is going to be negotiated, is really bad for research. Bad in a way that research has not any longer the special position which it always had in the past, being exempted from some severe regulations in there and some obligations in there, and that is an issue which we look. And if you look more in depth, for example, at this moment, if we look at the clients, for example, there is always with sampling an issue, because if you are not allowed to record data in your database from your clients, then there is an issue that you can't do your research as an agency, because there is no data available for that. And not all the work is done through panels. Absolutely, for panels I'm not worried about, because they give consent for the processing of their data, but there are the other forms of research which I'm a little bit concerned about, whether data is still available and what kind of obligations which we have to go. Do we need to inform them? Yes, we are for transparency, but it also can go too far, too much into detail, that people saying, well, I'm a little bit afraid of participating now in research. The other thing which is happening also is that some fields are coming all together. And what I found, and probably you also found out, is that it is very difficult to explain the difference between analytics as it is done as counting people, which is typical market research, and telling analytics, and everybody says immediately, well, that's Google Analytics, that's against privacy. And that is the field where we are in, that we are using some terms, or at least not we are, they stole our terms like analytics, gave it their own way, and now interpreting it within the regulation, and that gives problems for us.
So I guess one of the big changes as well that the EU GDPR promises was there was kind of the carrot that we were going to get this one-stop shop, and then there was going to be the big stick as well with it, and that the big stick was bigger financial penalties,
Yep.
lots of things like lots of threats to business. Has that come to fruition, or actually are we able to kind of think life is going to carry on as it was?
No, I think that there is a new incentive to make it in that way, which is called fines, and fines will be there, and there are already possibilities to give fines to organizations who don't obey with the local laws, but the fines will be now much higher and much up, and even on a worldwide base, in a way that your worldwide turnover can be a measure for a fine. Which is quite interesting for companies who have a establishment in Europe but are working in the other ways in this world. But I don't know if fines is the best incentive for people and organizations to obey with the regulation. I think it's more in trust, and I'm more afraid that the customer, the client, the data subject is going to turn it back to us than that we have a fine, because on fine it is just about calculation. How much does it give to us, and how much is a fine? So I'm not very I'm impressed about the the fine and how much it can be, but I'm not very impressed on will it work, yes or no. I think that you need other incentives to people let it work for all the data subjects. And especially one of the issues is real enforcement. I really would like to see that the data protection agencies start enforcing the law. We see now in different countries where they don't enforce the law or not completely within the industry, that we have got weak brothers, we've got cowboys who really are doing things which we don't like, and they are creating problems for the normal obeying industry. And that is something, yes, very high fines. You have to take that into account. So that will also mean for your general terms and conditions as an organization that you're gonna do something about your liability. You're going to do something about the limitation of your liability. So there are all kinds of things. So creating fines for organizations to obey with the regulation is the first step. But organizations need to take further steps how to put it in their organization and into their offers they make to their clients. Well, if we look at the months to come, I think, and so far, Esomar has done a great job. A lot of time is spent there, a lot of contacts are made, a lot of explanation has to be done, and probably some more explanation has to be done. But what is done so far, it's a good way, and it's not easy. And I know from my past, when I was involved in lobby, it is always sometimes 2 steps ahead and 1 step back. But as long as it's 2 ahead and 1 back, it's always a great, because your net result is still one step ahead. So I think that really the members of Esomar should be grateful, and maybe it's a little bit exaggerated, but they need to understand that it is a lot of time and a lot of effort from the people here in the office to get to results. And it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy, because everybody has got an opinion about what is privacy. So for that reason, I think that the members of Esomar could be very grateful to everybody here, and from the Legal Affairs Committee, we can say we still will help you in the lobby, get new information to you, get more new response to you, and see how we can all help you and Esomar to get it the next step ahead and at least a workable regulation.
Thanks a lot, Alex. I think the members have a lot of food for thought to kind of consider. And I think we will try to also help them with regards to digesting the information that's been given in this video blog. So we've got plans for a webinar, and we hope to continue to provide a quality service to the members, because that's what they pay for and that's what they deserve. And that's what the industry deserves as well, because it supports so many of the other industries. So thank you so much for coming to this video blog.
You're welcome.
I'm looking forward to the next one, and I'm looking forward to Esomar members and getting more of the information that we are collecting and we are gathering here at Esomar.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Alex.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Esomar members.